Hello, best friend, and welcome back to my channel. If you are brand new, I spill pop culture tea every day, but I run my channel I run my channel as we are best friends, and we are on a FaceTime call, and we are hanging out. The whole purpose of my channel is that we keep each other company, especially when we're going through hard times. And I have been going through a hard time. So I'm going to answer some of your guys' questions. I've seen the comments for the past 3 weeks, but I wanted to make sure that I was home in my safe place, which you guys know is my sparkly closet, to be able to open up to you guys. And also a lot of, I'll tell you guys exactly why why I needed to kind of take this time and just analyze everything. So my aunt suddenly passed away 3 weeks yesterday, which is so crazy for me to say. Before I tell you anything, she was my second mom. She helped raise me. It's my mother's sister. I lived with her on many occasions. She was very, very special to me. As I said, she was my second mom. She lived a very full life. She was very accomplished. She was a skincare therapist. She worked in this very bougie spa in Miami years ago before she had to retire. She had clients like Madonna, Whitney Houston, Jennifer Lopez, you name it, she did it. Just about everybody. And she also suffered from depression. She also suffered from anxiety. She also had a lot of heartbreak in her life. And she also struggled quite a lot. So we were in Europe, and I have anxiety. We were in Europe, and I talk to my mom every day. I've been hearing that my aunt was not feeling well for some months, maybe like a month before she passed. So not some, but just like a month and a week. That she was in pain. She kept getting dizzy. She kept falling down. She was not eating. And it was every day something. So that's really crazy how like some people really say like, oh, you only post the good stuff. Every day for the last like week and a half of Europe, I was a worried mess, because my mom would call me, because my mom lived with her sister. I don't know what to do. She's not eating. We've taken her to the doctor. She's dizzy all the time. They can't really find what's going on with her. So she was basically in bed for a month and a quarter. Because that is why I mentioned depression and anxiety. Sometimes she would do that. Like she would just not want to go out, or just, so it's something that unfortunately she's dealt with a lot in the past. I and my mother both on many occasions begged her to get help. She had a lot of heartbreak, a lot of very traumatic things that happened to her. So I was a worried mess. Didn't know I would call her, always like, you have to eat, you have to eat, you have to eat. Anyways, when we got back to Los Angeles, it was our best friend's birthday on August 31st. And that prior week, she was taken to the hospital because she was just really ill. And they were injecting her with hydration. They really couldn't find what was going on with her. So the night of my best friend's birthday party, I wanted to be as present as possible for her because she's also gone through a very, very stressful time with her family and their health. And I wanted to make sure that we showed her really, really, really nice time because I just wanted her to have a good night. But throughout the night, I was calling my mom, calling my other aunt. I was super worried. I wanted updates. So I would be present at the party. Then I would go to the bathroom, call. And then things just took a turn for the worst. And this is when I was basically told that I probably had to go as soon as possible to Colombia. Unfortunately, my family lives on an island that there's no planes every day, so I had to wait 2 days. So this was August 30th where I got the phone call, and the next day, August 31st, my aunt was doing well. Everyone was really happy. They had to do a blood transfusion because she had lost a lot of blood. They found out that it's because she had ulcers. And basically, she was doing great. Everyone was super happy with how everything was going about. And I was told that I should go anyways because I, could help just, with her recovery. And so we go from we're going to lose her to she's doing great. She should be out the hospital in 3 days. So we go from low to very high, very grateful. Then throughout the day, everything is good. And then I get a phone call saying that they had, the doctor called my mother and said that my aunt had a 10% chance of living because her body was rejecting the blood transfusion. And then my other aunt and my mom told me, the doctor just asked us to pray. I knew that this was it. For many years, I'd prepare myself for my aunt's passing because there's a lot of things about my aunt's life that are her private, personal things that I have no business sharing them on the internet. But my aunt was a very strong person, yet a very broken person. And I've always prepared myself for this because she always told me that she was never going to make it to like an old, age, like a grandma, basically. We were home. I walked the dogs. Then I got back and I had the urge to call. When I called, my other aunt who was there, with my mother outside of my aunt's room at the ICU, I called and basically I said, so what's going on? And at that very moment, the doctor came out and said that my aunt had passed. So I heard my mother's yelling, her screams. I remember the doctor breaking the news. And the first thing I did was go to my altar. That's the first thing I do when I found out my grandmother passed in 2020. First thing I did was go to my altar. I have candles there, Jesus candles and stuff, and the Virgin Mary, la Virgen de Guadalupe. So I just pray. When my stepfather passed in 2017, I did the same. And I will never forget my mother's scream, ever. That scream will forever stay in my head. And it was twice that I've heard that scream lately. I had to break the news that my mother's dog died 2 months ago, which was like the last thing she had from her husband of 17 years. And that was the same. Now, my whole family is in heaven. It's me and my mom from, like, family. Of course, my husband, his family, I'm so thankful for. But we are now too. My aunt, she, aside from my mother, my aunt was always so supportive, always so in awe of what I did. Even though I told her it's just celebrity gossip, she always told me that she saw something in me even when I was younger. When I was a baby, that she would say I was always putting on a show, and that is what she always wanted for me. She said to me that I was meant for the camera, and this is what she loved to see me doing. She was so strong. She lived through things that many people, trust me, would never be able to survive or carry on. And she did. She was determined, elegant, courageous, strong, mindful, spiritual, religious. She had a temper. Don't fuck with her. But she loved. And she loved big. And she was absolutely I don't know what word to use. Majestic. So, I had questioned whether or not I was gonna do YouTube or how to handle this. Luckily, I'm in therapy. And the first thing that I learned in therapy was that when you go through things in life, the first thing you want to do is shut down, and you want to close up, and you want to just kind of, in a way, self-sabotage. So you only want to do things that make you feel that way that you're supposed to feel. And with my brother, with my grandmother, with my stepdad, I self-sabotaged. I drank. I partied a lot. I quit my job. I quit a very important opportunity. After my brother passed, I turned down a crazy opportunity that I was being offered because I just wanted to do things that numbed me, or that made me forget, or that made me feel even worse. So this time around, I decided that I was going to do what my aunt always said, which was my videos. She loved my videos, but I was not ready to talk about it. This past 3 weeks in Colombia were very, very, very roller coaster. We didn't. So I've had a lot of loss in my life, but you never get prepared for these things. And I remember the lady in the counter at the airport. This is important for me to tell you guys. As we were going to Colombia, this was the day after, I was waiting in line, and I really wanted her to be the one who, like, helped us, because in the airports, like, you want to make sure you're with the right person, because they could give you a middle seat and put you through hell. And so I really wanted her, and we got her. She noticed something was going on. She asked me, like, "Are you okay?" And I said, "No, my aunt died." So she looks at me and she goes, "And how do you feel?" And I said, I don't know how to feel. I feel very numb. I feel very lost. I feel very sad. I feel very heartbroken. So she said, "Okay, were you good to her?" I said, "Yeah." "Did you call her?" I said, "Yeah." Were you there for her?" I said, "Yeah." "You don't have to feel sad." "Did she suffer?" I said, "Yes." So she goes, You did what you had to do for her, and she's no longer suffering. So don't be sad. Just continue being you. You have a light inside of you. And that is what my aunt always used to tell me. So I was like, holy shit. Like, whew, you know? So she helped me so much. My mother was very worried about me, always calling me because, you know, I have very high depression as well. When my brother passed, they thought I was going to do what he did. And obviously I, wouldn't do that. But so she's always been very scared of my fragile state of mind. So anyways, we in Colombia these past weeks, 24 hours of my day was consumed with the cremation, with the ceremony, with the condolences, with all of that, which was very heavy. And it's also back in an island where I hate going to. As you guys know, this is where I spent a lot of beautiful moments with my brother, and it just reminds me of that, and it's a trigger for me, this island. It's a horrible trigger. So we did a beautiful ceremony. We actually cremated her and put her in the same urn as my brother, and they were reunited and together. We went to the ocean because this is something that is very common there. It's an island, and we put her at the same place that they put my brother, in the ocean, kind of like the same spot. I threw her ashes, and then we put her favorite song, which was Barry White's My Everything. My first, my last, my everything. Then we threw some rose petals in the ocean. One of my mom's friends who has a boat took us. I went into her room, still smelled like her, found some papers that she had written that gave me a lot of peace. So, yeah, I continued to do my videos, not trying to go above my energy level, because my videos are my escape. And so I just kind of got a story and talked about it. But looking back, like, you can tell I was completely off. And the reason I didn't want to talk about it is because I don't feel safe there. I feel safe here. So I wanted to talk to you guys where I felt most safe. Then we got my brother's urn, and we got a palm tree, a baby palm tree, and we buried them together. I did not film anything of the ashes or anything. I would never even think about filming that. But I did want to film and show you guys the palm tree, because it's a beautiful thing. So I'll just put video here. So we wanted to do something that my aunt would really love, and we wanted to plant a palm tree in her name. So we went to the island, got my brother's urn where she was placed. Remember, we did spread her ashes in the ocean, so we wanted to bury the urn and this palm tree together. And we found a beautiful place, as you guys can see. We wanted to give back to nature. We also wanted to put her in a place, well, not really her, because the urn was empty, and, just kind of symbolism of planting a palm tree in her name and my brother's, so they can be together. And this was a very emotional moment. Just something that we really couldn't grasp, in the moment, the reality of it. But we also found it to be very beautiful, because this palm tree will symbolize growth and nature, and coconuts that will give back to the island and to the people of the island. And it's in a beautiful place. And she loved the ocean. And this is the view. We know exactly where it is. It's close to our house. So we are able to go and water the palm tree if it needs it, or just to check up on it. And the symbolism of it is, as we close a chapter on my aunt's life, we are creating new life in her name. My aunt was an extraordinary woman with a lot of passion, a lot of strength. The biggest advice she ever gave me, well, she gave me lots, but one thing that I will remember is take a chance. The worst thing they can say is no. She was never embarrassed to go after what she wanted. Even though she was such a broken person, she still managed to see the beauty in life. And she always said that she would never take her life, that she would allow God to take her. And she did. And for that, our family is very grateful. It's surreal still. The other day, she suffered from migraines. The other day, I found this video on TikTok of how to magically get rid of migraines, and I wanted to send it to her. My mother told me if I wanted to take anything from her room, I wanted to take a couple things. Thank God I didn't, because the airline lost my luggage. All of my things are gone. Like just everything, my clothes, makeup, lip glosses, like everything that I take, like skincare, all my things are gone, completely gone. All of the, special things I brought from there are gone. So that's another thing I'm dealing with now. I arrived last night and my luggage is gone. I don't know if you guys are still here. This video is so long. But I took her rosary that she was wearing when she passed, which is, I have my brother's rosary that he was wearing, that I have never taken off in 13 years. So I have her rosary, and it's in my altar now. Again, thank God I didn't bring any more things of hers, because had they lost it, I would have been devastated. So she taught me to share my light. She always told me how proud she was. We had a beautiful moment when I was in Paris, and we were in Disney, and we saw the fireworks, and for some reason, instead of filming the fireworks, I decided to call my mother and my aunt on video call and show them. So for 20 minutes, I showed them the castle's fireworks, and I screen recorded it, so I have that memory. And I have another guardian angel in heaven, and I love her. I will always carry her words. She always told me that she loved to see me in my thing. She loved when I sang. She loved when I went crazy, when I was messy. She loved it all. So I'm gonna continue. But I find myself sometimes drifting away. But it's gonna be okay. So I watched her survive so much and have so much strength, even when I know she physically and mentally couldn't handle what was going on. And I will carry her strength. I will carry her words. I will forever shout her memory, her legacy, and I will dedicate a lot of my life's work to her. And I am grateful for the aunt that I had on earth, and I'm grateful for the aunt that I have in heaven. Now, I have to be strong, and I have to be there for my family, for my mom, and for myself. But we are lucky because we have another guardian angel in heaven. So, for that, I'm grateful for. I love you, Tia Miriam.